Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Gaming with me, Tony Mo, and it's time to finally take a look at that Ghost Recon Wildlands gameplay walkthrough reveal that we saw, the El Pozolero takedown mission as they called it. Quite a bit to say about this. I'm actually even more excited for Wildlands than I already was. You know, to me, everything we saw in that gameplay walkthrough, if that's all legit, we really have access to all of that terrain, and hopefully even more tools than they showcased, that's going to be one hell of a sandbox. And to me, the culmination of everything I've ever wanted from the Ghost Recon series. The ability to play the game exactly how myself and my squad want to play it, to make the decisions we want to make, and to deal with the outcomes that come with those decisions. That's like ultimate Ghost Recon freedom. That really, really genuinely excites me. There's no doubt about that. But I have to say, I think for a lot of people, was ruined because Ubisoft's incredibly poor decision to make this whole thing come across as very scripted and canned, because they just had to use those lovely voice actors. I think they hired the same, from the same agency that they hired from when they did the Division video, you know, where everybody acted like they're, you know, like people inside of the game, but they're really not. So it's this really weird, like, corny crossover hybrid that is just incredibly stupid and silly beyond belief. Here's the thing, they're trying to demonstrate that Wildlands is all about freedom, player choice, you know, doing what you want, dealing with the consequences that come from those decisions. You want to go full stealth, go ahead. You want to go loud, long-range engagement, stealth engagement, it's all up to you. And I love that idea, and they're trying to showcase that, right? They like go in stealth, they end up going loud, but when it all comes across as canned and scripted, people are going to be skeptical. So they ruined everything that they showcased here, in my opinion, because most people are looking at this like, well, how do I know this is legit? Like, is this real? Because, you know, to me this all just looks like, what the is going on, man? Like, you clearly set this all up. It's just like, it would have been so easy. Call up some YouTubers. Hey, so-and-so, you know, we know you're pretty popular in the community, you like to play games like Ghost Recon. You think you want to come on down to the studio with Joe, Bob, Sarah, and get together and check out Ghost Recon Wildlands for the first time? We're going to record you guys playing the game. You just, you know, you do your thing. It's all about player freedom. And we're going to record that, and that's what we're going to show at E3, because we really want to demonstrate this is what our game is, it's all about. It's player choice and player decision. You know, you mess up, but at the end of the day, that's Ghost Recon Wildlands. Sadly, they don't have someone who talks like that, who clearly did not have the mindset to call these people and make that decision. So instead they went with scripted actors who may very well be playing the game legitimately, but it's all spoiled by the voice acting. No one plays games like this, Ubisoft. No one's like, hey, Dave, back 364, I'm gonna go in with the K27. Could you jump through the door with the flashbang and the smoke fag? No one says that. Like, no one plays games like that. Even Shack who isn't legitimately, you know, following tactical operations guides written by Dyslexia and, you know, and other... They don't talk like that. They're real people. They're still playing a game, and they still talk like they're playing a game. So let's get past all of that, and let's actually talk about some of the gameplay that we saw here. Because, you know, to me, as I said in the beginning, this looks like the workings... If it all comes to fruition in this way, we really have this ridiculous scale for each of these little areas, and then potentially even larger than this, of an amazing Ghost Recon sandbox that I am 100% for. The only thing that would concern me, you know, is that no matter how many of these, like, missions and operations you have, and no matter how diverse the landscape is, there's no doubt that that's going to provide a layer of variety to everything. You know, going from a terrain like this, they've showcased jungle, you know, snowy mountains, salt flats, so on and so forth. That's going to provide a layer of variety between the missions. But it's going to be really big time about the toolbox. And they've tried to showcase this in trailers, you know, long-range engagements, you can go silent, you can use, you know, vehicles, helicopters. That's great. I hope that all of that stuff mixes together to give us a really large amount of options and ways in which we can interact with our toolbox. I talk about this all the time, and anyone who knows anything about critiquing open world games is that a sandbox is only as good as the tools that are given to the player to interact with it. So I'm hopeful about that. I'm already stoked about the player choice, you know, the fact that you can actually go full stealth. You know, a lot of people may look at Ghost Recon and think, like, you know, stealth, but no. Ghost Recon has actually not ever really been a game focused on stealth. Is it focused on very precise tactical decisions among you and your teammates, whether they be AI or real players over the course of Ghost Recon's history? Yes, but stealth was never a huge decision in Ghost Recon. You couldn't complete something full stealth for a very long time in the franchise. Advanced Warfighter didn't offer that. You know, that was never a thing. So you legitimately have more options to complete a mission than you've ever had in any other Ghost Recon game because of the ability to go full stealth, because of the ability to go mixed stealth, or because of the ability to just take the punches as they roll. And I like not being punished when we decide to switch up our tactics. So if we're going stealth and all of a sudden you have to go loud like they did in the walkthrough, you know, you shouldn't be punished for that. To me, being punished for that will cut down on the amount of risks that you take in that stealth scenario, which at the end of the day eliminate the number of great stories and memories that you could have with your friends. And let's be honest, that's pretty much the most important thing about playing games, especially on a cooperative level. Now, if there's one thing I would like to point out, it is how absolutely pathetic the AI seemed inside of this trailer. Ghost Recon's had pretty reasonable AI, you know, even looking at Future Soldier and Advanced Warfighter, the harder difficulty modes offered a pretty solid challenge. However, what we're seeing in Wildlands is like 3 guys standing in a room. It's like all of them are on Twitter or Facebook, and none of them realize that half of the people in, you know, the building were just taken down, or that some guy just walked in their room and started spraying one of their other teammates. It looks really, really bad, and I hope that it's all for the sake of the demo and ensuring that these guys don't fail. But again, you know, the benefits of bringing in real players. Even if you record them playing a mission 3 or 4 times and take the best recording where they have the most success or where they actually complete the mission and then blend in their failures, like, developers just need to understand that the best way to showcase a game at E3 is to show the game in the rawest possible form while still, of course, highlighting what makes the game special to the developer. Arcane did this with Dishonored 2. They showed us a game that was very much early in development. I'm still freaking stoked for it. And you know what? I would be more excited, and I know many of you out there would be even more excited for Wildlands if we actually saw raw, legitimate gameplay with potential serious failures, not just, hey, we're no longer going stealth, and with real people actually playing the game. I understand the risks that the marketing team probably has when they look at the idea of bringing in real YouTubers, but we're not asking them to do a live stage demo. And I also understand that no one wants their demo to turn out like the Sea of Thieves demo did. If you've seen that, you know what I'm talking about, but it's still, I don't think this was the best decision. A lot of people are just, you know, I'm sorry, but this is the majority of people. When they look at something, especially on the internet, they're gonna discuss the thing that bothers them most. You know, they're gonna spread the word about the thing that bothers them most, not about the thing that excited them. People like to focus on the negative. So they're gonna sit there and they're gonna be like, man, that Ghost Recon walkthrough trailer, you know, what'd you guys think of that? Oh, that voice acting was terrible. There's gonna be very few people who are like, man, an open world sandbox, you know, there's some potential there. Not many people wrap their head around all of the different angles, and frankly, as a consumer, they really shouldn't have to. They're gonna look at what punches them in the face first, and when it's terrible voice acting, that's what they're gonna spread the word on. So hopefully this video helped you look a little bit beyond that. There's potentially a really special sandbox here. You know, it's going to be about the tools that they give us, and I think it's also going to be about the overall challenge that is going to be presented inside of this sandbox. Hopefully it's a little bit more difficult than what we've actually seen in this trailer. I am excited, cautiously excited. I'm still skeptical about the scale of this open world and whether or not it will be as big as they're making it out to be. Even in this gameplay walkthrough, we see them flying over some really ridiculously huge areas. How much of this is going to be useful to us? How much of it is just there for the sake of saying the world is large? These are all things we're going to have to wait and see until we finally get our hands in the game. Let me know what you guys thought of the gameplay walkthrough. What excited you the most and what bothered you most? Give me one of each. What element concerned or bothered you and what excited you? Please give me one of each. Let's weigh the negatives with the positives here. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.